And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A few days off from content, even though I did end up playing a bit. Had a fine weekend. Uh, putting in some bets, but welcome back to another episode of Grade A Power Plays on the Grade A Fantasy channel. Excuse me. A lot has happened since I've last been on. College basketball is getting into the it's just a few more weeks to the big dance for college basketball. The Luka Doncic trade with Anthony Davis broke the internet. It's almost a week from the Super Bowl. Me personally, I've been playing a little bit of NBA DFS, minor success, but I've been getting my satellite tickets because I'm getting ready for NASCAR season, Daytona 500s in a couple of weeks. So yeah, lots going on, but let's get back into the flow now with big news here. Quite a bit. We will start with this game right here. First off, with the injury news we have on both ends of the ice. And I did bet on that game and I made some money on that game too. We have Columbus, Boston, Columbus, Buffalo. So now there's even more. There's even more injuries now. Marchenko, broken jaw, out for a while. Out indefinitely. I'm pretty sure he'll probably get rechecked after the 2-week break. It happened Sunday, so basically he's out automatically for 3 weeks, and then we'll probably get reevaluated soon. So now that means we're going to have Fantilli, Voronkov, and Cole Sillinger, and all of them are correlated on the top line. So we're going to have to take props at that. I definitely like taking a lot of them. So those combos do fit out nicely. Right now, if you want to go with the original two, at least these two, Fantilli, Voronkov, you're looking at plus 131. If you're going with the center Fantilli and then going Kent Johnson, who's now up there, you're looking at plus 172. Cole and Voronkov, I said Kent Johnson. Cole Sillinger, yeah, you're looking at plus 170. Fantilli and Cole Sillinger. If you go Voronkov, Sillinger, you're looking at plus 167. Odds are a bit moving because the last I saw it, Cole and Voronkov plus 170, so just a little less lower than that. When it comes to the power plays, both teams subpar penalty kills, 74.7 for Columbus, 78.5 penalty kill for Buffalo. As you know, Buffalo's in the top 10, Columbus in the low teens, so we do have tied at 18th, basically tied with the Jets for a 74.7 penalty kill, but they're right there with about 400 in the low 400 in penalty minutes. But with the line combinations, we'll go to the Buffalo side too. So now with no Tage on this side, Tage is out today. You're gonna have Peterka, Kulich. We still got to go Kulich because they're keeping Kulich plus. So Kulich by himself is still plus 116. So it hit the first couple of times, and then Kulich hasn't been able to join in on the party. Peterka and these guys are going to have to probably step up with a shooter not like Tage in the lineup. And then, of course, the guy that they have in place of him, he's not on the board. He most definitely won't be on the board. Isaac Rosen, he's not here. So, once again, I'm going to take the educated guess and say that now that there's no Moynihan, now that there's no Moynihan and now there's no Voronkov and Yegorchinakhov is out. Yes, you do have the help of the defensive line, of the defensemen and everything, but you need people to be there and everything. So, and then of course with the injuries there too, Columbus is definitely good to attack because right now with Morning Skate, not only are they missing men from the top from the forward line. Excuse me, I'm stuttering a little bit. But the defenseman is weak. Matejchuk is a great prospect. He's playing the top line with Provorov, but Werenski wasn't at practice, and then you have to move up Christensen, Stevenson, and then Harrison Johnson with Merzlikins as the goalie. So yes, there's some defensive lapses. That's why there's definitely possibilities that why you should take some Buffalo combinations. So like I said, I like JJ and Kulich. Cousins and Zucker are on the second line with some nice odds. That's 179. Cousins and Tuck on the same line, but no longer the same power play. Tuck got moved up onto the power play with no, so you don't have the full correlation there. But if you do want full, if you are looking for full correlation, now that Tuck is there, at least you can combine him and Zucker, and him and Zucker, Tuck and Zucker are now plus 138. So, there's a lot of different combinations here. Also, this game deserves a sprinkle of power play love. So we're going to take a look at that there. Like I said, for me, a sprinkle would be 5 each. There is money to be made. There's a lot of games out here to review, but I will be taking a sprinkle on all these. Even Dahlin is fine. He might have to shoot a little bit more on the power play. But yeah, you got everybody from now. The new top line will now be for Buffalo. The new top power play will be Jack Quinn. You have Peterka, Tuck, Dahlin, and Zucker. All those guys are all on here. The only person that's here, and Jack Quinn's obviously, it's one of those take the opportunity. Somebody gets moved up and he gets in there. Jack Quinn is plus 500. It's the same thing with Columbus. You move up Cole Sillinger and he's plus 600 now. The only thing here is that they don't have Dylan Cousins here, which is not a big deal because Dylan Cousins is not on the first power play. Everybody here is on each other's top power play, so take what you will. But these all deserve at least a little sprinkle, especially people who got moved up. They're always interesting to pick. Jack Quinn got moved up plus 500, and then when we go to Columbus, now that they don't have Marchenko, it's Cole. Yes, it's Ken. Yes, so now you have Ken Johnson's always been there, but now you got Cole Sillinger, and Cole Sillinger had to move up, so now Ken Johnson's alone on the line by himself. But it's still something to look at. It's still something to look at. This is one of those games that I'm sprinkling a lot. Pretty much everybody might get a 5-5-5-5-5 in a way. I definitely love that. And then, like I said, Quinn and Cole Sillinger, you got to take chances on those, and they both take their share of penalties. So they both definitely take their share of penalties. Next game, I'm not doing any props for it. It's straight power plays. That's what we're here for. Grade A power plays. We're going to scroll and we're going to find it. Boom, there you go. So now in this game right here do we have both goalies confirmed? There's still games with a goalie confirmed, but not all of them has both. Like I said, Merz Lickens was confirmed. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen wasn't confirmed. Yes, Marc-Andre Fleury and Jeremy Swayman. So we have the worst. Now remember I used to say Boston, they're number one, and then they was around 80, then it dropped to 78. If you've been paying attention to these episodes, dropped to 77. Boston has now dropped to 75% on the PK. Not only that, you're going against a team in Minnesota who has 419 minutes in the teens, but they have one of the worst PKs, bottom 5, bottom 6, maybe bottom 7 in the penalty kill at 70%. So the only thing I literally like here, I think there's some decent point props that could be had with some other people. Like, you could have the Zaka and Geeky kind of thing. Geeky's still plus 122 and everything. But no, I'm just going with all the power play points on this one, but not all of them. So you see, there's a decent list of them here. So yes, it's easy to say you could take all of them, and then some of these people also on their team's second power play. What's the thing? So Hartman suspended. So Marco Rossi had to jump up on the power play. So he's just one of those that's worth the risk, but doesn't really mean that he'll get the power play. Like I said, playing that center motion and bumper position, it is pretty hard. But like I said, you could deflect it off and things could happen. So I think, but without a doubt, when it comes to a play like this, here's what I did. I looked in the last 5 to at least 7 games to see what their power plays look like and who's connecting the most. And the 3 names that normally came up in the last 5-7 games are these 3. When it comes to Minnesota, I'm glad it's him because he has the best odds. Quarterback, Spurgeon, it was Zuccarello, and it was Eriksson Ek, who appeared the most, who consistently matched up with one another and always connected on the power play. So you're looking at plus 500, 330, 290. Like I said, you can also look at Bodie. Those odds aren't too bad. And then, like I said, with no Hartman up there, Rossi moves up, obviously, and there's no Kaprizov, so you have that. And then when it comes to Boston, the last few games, who's hit the most? Yes, I love their power play quarterback McAvoy, but who has consistently linked up in the last few games, who I saw the combination a lot of, the three that I saw the most was Marchand at plus 330, Lindholm at plus 450, and Zaka at plus 370. This is definitely one of those, like, oh, you're only picking power plays? Yeah, this could definitely bust, because like I said, there's always that chance Boston has one of those defensive games and everything or whatever. And like I said, Minnesota's one of the best defensive teams on the road. And then Minnesota's also getting some players back off injury, but like I said, power play is power play. So I think it's definitely worth sprinkles here. I think this is the best power play game, even though Minnesota has been playing great defense. So like I said, 70.1 in penalty kill with 419 minutes. Then you got 588 minutes with a declining penalty kill. So definitely with this game, it's just power plays for me. And then let's start talking about our feature cover guy, Thomas Harley. So let's get into real in-depth stuff here. So yes, we do know that it's Anaheim. We're probably like running on a 75 to 80% clip. Only a couple times has the defenseman funnel failed. Maybe even 85, because we've hit it a lot, and it's only been a couple times here and there, maybe 3 times total since I brought it up, that it doesn't work. So we are going straight. I do like, there's opportunities here. Yes, it's Anaheim. They're low level, and they're in the like about a 73.8% penalty kill. So yes, if you wanted to, there are other people here you can go on the power play. There's like Rope Hintz, who has great odds at 450 and so on and so forth. Jason Robinson right at 200, but Wyatt's at 260, Duchesne at 330. And then of course, you could have one of those days where, like I said, Dallas has their days where they just don't show up, even though they're on the road. But this is a great power play spot for them. And when it comes to the goalies, what do I see here? I see only John Gibson confirmed. Nothing about Ottinger. So, but with Thomas Harley, the last game that they played back on 11/18, he played this game with Miro Heiskanen. When he played it with Miro Heiskanen, he generated more than he did. Thomas Harley, first off, his main shot on goal prop, let's see if it moved since my research. No, it's still the same. 2.5 plus 158. And yes, I already checked. You can't get them for 5 shots. They only got a few people in there like Vetrano, Wyatt, and Jason. But you can get them for 4 at plus 375. I already put those in, as you see here. Those are the first things I put in before I put in anything else. But the thing is, Thomas Harley already hit this prop with Miro Heiskanen. On 11/18, Miro Heiskanen went 2 shots, no misses. Harley went 4 shots with 3 misses. So not only on top of that, there's no Miro, and he's the top power play quarterback, so that's a little bit of extra time. So he's definitely one. That's why one of the best shot funnel picks. And on top of that, since the Miro injury, since Miro's been out and obviously ruled out for 4 nations, Harley has played 25 minutes or more in 4 of the last 5 games. And in the game that he didn't, he got to 23. So obviously it's bonus time if Anaheim commits a few penalties, because he's the top power play quarterback. So on top of that, some of my favorite picks here also is, you could go Thomas Harley for a point. It's still plus 100. That hasn't moved since this morning. Or, like I said, they generate and they could do things as well. Passing and switching sides on the power play. Or you can take a nice assist for Thomas Harley, and Thomas Harley is plus 138 for an assist. But his power play point, I'll be taking all those. Is the Thomas Harley show. If you like anything else on the Dallas front side, go ahead and take it. But that's the main thing I'll be concentrating on. Dallas at Anaheim. Him for a power play point. I will show here. If I'm not mistaken, power play points normally don't move. They rarely, if ever, move. I bet a lot of power play points. I think I've seen power play points move once or twice, if ever. Other than that, they just get taken off if a guy gets ruled out. He must still be at 370. Yes, he's still at 370 from my notes. On to the next game. We'll be talking about two more. This game is interesting. Has some interesting combo opportunities. Once again, this is another good power play matchup. This today must be the theme here because a lot of teams with bad penalty kills are matching up. When it comes to this game, and I just love the last game that I'm talking about. I just saw a confirmation. I can't wait to get to Montreal, San Jose. Oh boy. So we got Cam Talbot. Joey Daccord is mostly likely because they did release Philip Grubauer. We're not going to be able to get that Grubauer game like we did before. Like I said, Grubauer is just a goalie that you could easily pick on. But when it comes to Detroit, I did look at their point combinations. I don't know if it's confirmed. Let me check now because their morning skate was just confirmed just a little while ago. Like, as let me see, we're about 2:45 and like 20-something minutes ago. It's still not confirmed yet. Now, they do have point props for Patrick Kane. Oh, yes, he is confirmed, but that's weird. Patrick Kane's on the bottom line, so that's how they skated. So the second line is still Kopp, Tarasenko, DeBrincat, and they still got Larkin and Raymond and Casper up there on the top line. So they still have the point prop there. Is he on the power play? Yes. Earlier, Kane was not on the power play. Let's see. Do they have him yet? They have him for a point. No, they still don't have him on the power play unit. So this is basically still the same. So, but with two bad penalty kills and teams who have they don't give up much. These are teams that are not penalty stricken. They just can't kill the penalty when they do. Both teams are in bottom 7 in penalty minutes. Detroit's right there near the bottom with only 320 minutes. Seattle's 351. They're still, I think, a full 50-something minutes from getting into the teens, if anything. And those in the lower teens, those are all the teams with like mid to low 400 in penalty minutes. So not a lot of opportunity, but when they do give up the opportunity, once again, it's another nice power play matchup. So I'm going to do the same thing like I did in the Boston game. Yes, there are points. Now we could look at the points here. We could look at the points. If we go back up here and take a look, like I said, they're pretty pricey. These did go down a bit. I don't know if these will get you the plus money. They barely do. Larkin, Raymond. Well, you can't do Kane DeBrincat unless you know they have to link up on the power play, so that's a bit too risky. The only way you're gonna get to DeBrincat if maybe Tarasenko links up with him, and he's plus 132. You got Moritz Seider. So when it comes to what FanDuel has on the board, combo wise, it's actually better to get to Detroit actually, and you're gonna get combinations like a plus 100 Matty Beniers with Jaden Schwartz is a nice combo. That's about plus 172. Beniers and Kako both plus money. That's interesting as well. Plus 222 is very nice to look at. Kako and Beniers are also nice to put them by themselves. Also, the reason why that line is very good is because that entire line is fully incorporated in the top power play. That's the favorable power play that I like. Since Seattle has started, even though Montour is on the team, there's a reason why Montour runs power play too. Normally, since Seattle has existed, this is their third year, it's the Vince Dunn power play team or power play unit led by Vince Dunn as the power play quarterback that normally performs better. So, yes, when it comes to combos, I like the combinations of Seattle better. So, like I said, all three of them connected. You got two people in that lineup that are in plus money, so it's definitely going to be nice. It's plus 345 for that entire unit. If you keep going down just a little bit, you got Chandler Stevenson, Oliver Bjorkstrand. Like Seattle has some good odds to take some chances off. Plus 180. Definitely some things to think about. But yeah, the top line definitely has to be your favorite because they're fully correlated on power play 1. Power play 2, I think it's correlated. No, it's Chandler Stevenson and Bjorkstrand but Burakovsky's on line 3. But yes, the pairs they just have great value. Like, why not take it on Seattle? Why not? The value is there. Jan McCann, Shane Wright on the bottom line. Burakovsky, I think, is here as well, isn't he? No, but there's a lot of great there's a lot of great lines to take from Seattle. I would definitely be looking into that. The value for them is just great, and there's damn near combos to get everywhere. So Shane, you got people like oops, I did not mean to do that. Let's get back here. I don't know why it just jumped out like that, but let's get back to that Seattle line. And when you look at the points here, so like I said, you got the entire line one that's fully correlated, 2 people in plus money, great value there. So when you go down to the next line, Chandler Stevenson and Bjorkstrand, like I said, plus 180, and if I'm not mistaken, they're correlated on the second power play unit. So those are probably the best pairs to do. Chandler Stevenson, you got Chandler Stevenson and Bjork because they have power play 2 correlation, and then just the value is great. And then you should just go with different combinations of Schwartz, Beniers, and Kako. I mean, it's just great value here with plus 100, plus 110. Taking them singly has no issue either. Oh crap! I can't believe. Yes, like I said, this is another game. Like I said, I paid attention to the power play unit. So let me give you all the power plays. Well, I'm going to show you all the power plays that are here, but the ones that kept hitting consistently, obviously it's a little different because Patrick Kane was out for a bit. So for the power plays, Raymond, Cedar, the Brinkat, not Larkin surprisingly, even though he still has good odds at plus 300. For Seattle with all their points. And what sucks is Kako, if I'm not mistaken, that's what sucks here. That's what I saw. He's still not up here. Kako does not have a marker for power plays, but they do have the rest of the top line. Schwartz is on here. Beniers is on here. Kako, no. But Chandler Stevenson, Bjorkstrand. No, they don't even have Bjorkstrand. They have Chandler Stevenson. So for correlation for that power play, it's, for me, the Vince Dunn line. And yes, who has been connecting more lately, 5 to the last 7 games, is the Dunn power play unit. So it's Dunn normally hitting McCann and Chandler Stevenson. And to get to the last game of the night, those goalies are now confirmed. And we do have Montembeault, so we don't have the rookie. But like I said, that rookie's has now been found out. After that historic 5-game start, we are now looking at, a normal Montreal. Plus, it's Montreal on the road, so it's San Jose. Now, with San Jose is going to look a hell of a lot different. Now, more than likely, I don't have any combination yet because I think they had a skate yesterday. Granlund got traded. That's first off. Granlund is traded. Toffoli hurt, but most likely, last update is that he could play. He looks like he can play. Ty Dellandrea will not play. So the lines do look a bit different and sketchy. So when it comes to combos and what's available, Suzuki, Caulfield, way overpriced. I will not be taking that. I don't even care if Slavkovsky. I'm not combining Slavkovsky with any of these guys. Plus 200. That's barely over plus. I'm surprised I got to 126. But I won't be combining anything from the top line. I just won't. 220, 200, and then a nice one and a decent 128 for a point. 3 of them takes 177. I already gave you combinations from Seattle that are way better than that. So we're not going to do that. What I am going to do is, with injuries and trades, we're going to do what I want to do with Buffalo, the same that we're going to do with Montreal. My favorite combination, because of the point prop, how it works, he may be 146 in line A, but I like Kirby Dach. I like that second line to attack the depth. Dach by himself is plus 142. That is 262 to attack that depth. Toffoli's most likely to play, but defensively they're just getting worse with the decent defensive players that they had. Yes, they have Jake Wallman, but after that, it's really like, just throwing it up in the air and taking a wild guess. With all the injuries, obviously that's why. With all the injuries, and they're not too sure. No, nobody's confirmed. That's why you only see 3 players here on the point combination. But the point props are still fine. Celebrini and Eck, plus they're fully power play correlated. It went up slightly. When I did my homework, it was plus 107. Yeah, I know, but it's still something. Like I said, it's something still hittable. Plus, like I said, it's Montembeau, plus 108. And then when it comes to the power play units, because they did have a skate yesterday. So what it looks like from the power play units, what we'll do here, I don't know why it's looking like that. That's very weird. Like the screen is like half cut off. But what we'll do here is, we can still see it up that way. The power play odds are pretty good. Celebrini's 220. Then you have Eklund at 270. You have Wallman, their quarterback, all the way at 330. But all the Montreal props, they're all solid. Nick Suzuki's the lowest at 240. You got Lane Hudson, the quarterback, at 290. I'm going for the power play point because Lane Hudson now, books have already caught up to him. You can't get him for, his point is still negative, and you get him for the assist at plus 110. No, we're not getting that. I already checked, and the plus last I checked was minus 115. You got Cole, plus you're going against a team who's in the top 3. Like I said, the top 3 of teams that give up shots are here. Anaheim with the funnel. You got San Jose and Pittsburgh. So, and San Jose takes a decent amount of penalties, so they're all liable to score. Line A 330. You already know how him and Lane Hudson get together. 290, 330. You got Cole at 290. Suzuki at 240. I just think it's more of a possibility, especially with the Doc Lane, because Georgiev was just confirmed. So there you go. And that is the end of this huge slate. 14 games, but those are the 4 games that I'm focusing on. Thank you for tuning in once again. I still got bets to put in later once I get out of work. Thank you for tuning in. This is Grade A Fantasy, signing off. Good luck, and thank you.